You may be
UWT swa ted atis Puyallup. This is the land of the Puyallup people. To aslasiltis to ishacheth, lis ilguis atis holch, yefti stolak, yefti quote to alturi to hak. Our people have lived along the saltwater, the rivers, and these waterways for a long, long time. The city of Tacoma was founded in 1872, but many don't know that the lands around what is now known as Commencement Bay have always been a bustling metropolitan for the Puyallup people. In our Lushootseed language, we are known as Puyallupapsh, people from the bend at the bottom of the river. This refers to the sharp bend the Puyallup River once took near the present-day Tacoma Dome. Our primary village spanned outward from the mouth of the Puyallup River and was made up of dozens of smaller villages along the creeks and waterways draining into the bay. We know this area as Salesh Ali, place of lake. There used to be small lakes near downtown Tacoma. This name was extended to include the Tacoma city limits by our ancestors in the 1800s. Like other villages located at the mouths of rivers throughout the Puget Sound, Salesh Ali was the heart of our social, economic, and political networks, connecting us with the people and villages upriver and along the Sound. We lived in longhouses along the rivers and creeks and traveled primarily by canoe along the vast waterways. Along with our oral histories and traditional narratives, archaeological evidence can be found all throughout the city that upholds our ongoing presence in the Tacoma area since time immemorial, or since before anyone can remember. What's most important to know, though, is that we are still here. After numerous negotiations and even a war, our people entered into the Medicine Creek Treaty with the U.S. in 1855. The treaty defined our reservation boundaries, which spans over the modern-day cities of Fife, Milton, and Tacoma, including Dash Point and Browns Point. For years, it was illegal for our people to live off the reservation and to practice our traditional lifeways. Thanks to the resiliency of our ancestors, the Puyallup tribe has grown to be a recognizable social, political, and economic force on both the local and national stage. Today, many of our tribal members live both on and off the reservation. While you can find proud Puyallup people far and wide, many of us continue to live and work on the very lands our ancestors once called home, right here in Salesh Ali.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rachel Endo. I'm a professor and the Dean of the School of Education here at UW-Tacoma. So on behalf of the faculty and staff here, I would like to warmly welcome all of you, our students, soon-to-be alumni, your loved ones, and your support network. This is going to be just such a wonderful day, and we're just so incredibly proud of all of you. And so if I may, let's just take a moment to really reflect and acknowledge and celebrate the class of 2022. You are so awesome and you made it. And so this event is especially special for all of us, especially in the School of Education, because it is our first official in-person event since March of 2020. So it's especially special because we're just, again, so proud and honored to be here with you and your loved ones. You've just been through a lot and have accomplished so much. And so I'd just like to offer a few remarks to get us started. First is that 2022 has been a really intense year, right? We've collectively lived through a lot. The COVID-19 pandemic has been dragging on. We've seen political unrest around the world. And a lot of these issues are also disproportionately impacting our schools and kids. So all of this will be something that will impact all of us for the rest of our lives. It's not going to go away. And so what does this mean? It means that, yes, things are challenging and difficult. And like many of you, you might have some really great days and wonderful days and then some down days. And just know that that's okay. Because what I consider all this to be is about, as educators and leaders, is that we have a responsibility to uplift the next generation, right? And so really soak in this moment of accomplishment, given all that's going on in the world. And I know that all of you will go out there and make a substantial impact and difference in so many lives. So I would invite the class of 2022, and actually everyone in the room, just think of one teacher or role model who was someone who you'll never forget. Someone who believed in you, someone who brought you up, all right? Just think of that for a moment and what that meant to you. And so for me personally, I'll just share a little bit. When I was in the row that all of you were in many, many, many moons ago, I was so excited. And then I realized as I was walking across the stage of, oh my goodness, now what? And what I've learned is that such a great responsibility when we obtain our advanced degrees, to give back to our communities, right? And to, again, use our knowledge and share our knowledge to make the world a better place. And as one funny side story, one of my relatives, I'm a first-generation college student, the first in my family to also go to graduate school, and I remember one of my relatives said, so what exactly is a master's degree? And it was so interesting to me because now I know that it is such a great privilege and honor for all of us to share in this moment because, again, having your advanced degree comes with not just rights, but also responsibilities. So with that said, we are just so delighted to be here with all of you today. And again, despite all that's going on in the world right now, find some joy and humor in life, all right? If someone is having a dark and gloomy day, try to give them little rays of sunshine. We can all do that, and thinking about our individual and collective impact, we can certainly make the world a better place. So with that, I am delighted to officially get our program started. And I am so honored to introduce Dr. Kavena Begay, who will be our master of ceremony. So Dr. Begay, I will read a little bit about her amazing credentials. So Dr. Kavena Begay is an assistant professor in the School of Education here at UW Tacoma. She is a licensed psychologist and a nationally certified school psychologist with over 20 years of experience. She holds a bachelor's in early childhood and special education and a PhD in school psychology. She has worked in a variety of roles, including classroom teacher, counselor, school psychologist, clinical psychologist, trainer, and consultant. And most significantly, she just loves working with students in the School of Education. So let us welcome Dr. Begay.
Thank you, Dean Endo. So in turn, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to see all of your faces. I'm going to miss you so much. That was unscripted, sorry. But I'm really pleased to introduce this year's student-nominated faculty speaker, Dr. Miranda Kuchera. Dr. Kuchera earned her PhD in educational psychology from Arizona State University and is a full-time practicing school psychologist for the past 10 years. She currently teaches a variety of graduate courses as a part-time lecturer within the School of Education at the University of Washington, Tacoma, and she started that in 2019. Dr. Kuchera is honored to be chosen as the student-nominated faculty speaker for this year's School of Education hooding ceremony for the 2022 Master of Education graduating class. So let's welcome Dr. Kuchera to the stage.
Very nervous, so I'm going to try to actually speak clearly and not run through this in 30 seconds. So I want to start with congratulating all of you, class of 2022. I also want to extend my appreciation to the significant others, families, friends, and mentors who supported the graduates along the way. You all took on the task of not only furthering your education, but doing so during a pandemic when so much of life was unknown. Graduate school alone is a momentous feat, but you all accomplished your goal in spite of the inconceivable obstacles. I am in awe of your tenacity, your passion, and your strength. I am honored to have been chosen by the graduates to stand here today. Getting emotional now. I have thought hard. I have racked my brain. I read countless other speeches. I wrote pages of notes, trying to find words that would fit for this moment. When I tried to think of something to say, some advice, some pearls of wisdom, really what I kept coming back to was all that you have taught me. You have been there with me as I fumbled through my first few classes here at UWT. You engaged with me on conversations around equity in so many contexts, not only in preschool through 12th grade, but in higher education, in our own classes. You collaborated with me on equity around graduate school expectations, what meaningful learning looked like to you, what you needed from an instructor. You have taught me that educator role is often not what you expect it to be, that we are fluid and constantly evolving. We have moments that we feel like we know exactly what we're doing, and others where we wonder how we ever got hired in the first place. Thank you for sharing those moments with me. Week after week, we grew together. We gave each other the grace we needed to keep going. Looking out at all of you, I am confident that you will be the change agents we need in education. You will not be content to sit back and watch. You will ask the hard questions. You will be on the committees. You will speak at the school board's meetings. You will be fierce advocates. Your efforts and your passion are very necessary, and I'm hopeful for the work you will do in our community. I'm so fortunate that I got to be a small part of your journey. Thank you for all you have taught me. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Kuchera. I'm now pleased to introduce this year's student-nominated student speaker, Rosalind Kagi. Rosalind Kagi Dinambo has worked in nonprofits, community organizing, K-12 education, and higher education for over 10 years. She currently works for the University of Washington's Office of Minority Affairs and Diversity as the director of Gear Up Achievers, a large STEM college access program in South King County. Rosalind's research at UW-Tacoma focused on family engagement and supporting first-generation students. She is the first in her family to receive a master's degree and is excited to use the skills and experiences and relationships she has cultivated at UW-Tacoma to continue serving young people and their families. Rosalind is a proud stepmom and foster parent and appreciates the support of her family and community throughout her grad school journey. Let's welcome Rosalind.
I'm also very nervous. Okay, hello everyone. Wow, when I found out I was chosen by all of you to speak at graduation, my first thought was, I don't want to do it. Grad school has been challenging, it has been messy, and full of obstacles, and I don't really feel like I have words of wisdom today. But as I reflected, and as my advisor Ashley Walker encouraged me to not decline, I realized that this wasn't really an opportunity to offer wisdom. It was an opportunity to give gratitude, and I am full of gratitude for all of you. Several years ago, when we chose to begin this journey at University of Washington to deepen our knowledge to become Masters of Education, we didn't know what that journey would become. I reflect on the essay I wrote when I applied to this program, and I know now that my intentions entering the program were not what I ended up gaining from it. The program I entered was a program for people who already work in schools, a chance for teachers and educators, people who want to become leaders in schools, to deepen our knowledge, to build our skills, to take our work to the next level. What we didn't know is that we would complete the majority of our graduate school during an unprecedented disaster. A global pandemic that not only turned our worlds upside down, it dramatically altered the way education worked, and the way education is working, and will probably work for decades to come. We were teachers and students as our schools were shuttered, and our classrooms pivoted over and over and again, and as learning was re-envisioned over and over and over again. Our specific cohort chose to focus on social-emotional learning during a period of time when our students' mental health and our own mental health was tested by isolation, by fear, by loss, and by disruption. We lost many loved ones over the last 2 years. We ourselves had and healed from COVID. We asked students to turn on their cameras on days when we didn't want to turn on our cameras. Many of us were forced to leave our classrooms and our offices, and many of us continued to teach in person in schools, from private schools to tribal schools to preschools. We tried to hold safe and affirming spaces for young people and adults as they grappled with police brutality, the ongoing murder of Black people, and the subsequent uprisings not only across our country, but in our classrooms. Many of our students were at the forefront pushing for racial equity and social justice, and many of us as educators were also at the forefront. We sat in Zoom class with each other during election night. And 2 weeks ago, we tried to gather the strength to return to our classrooms after 21 students and teachers were murdered in yet another school shooting. Somehow, amidst 2 very chaotic and challenging years, we chose a recommitment to this profession. As thousands of educators left their careers in education, we chose one. We chose community. We chose this community. We chose this challenge. We chose hope in so many ways day after day during our years in graduate school. And we also chose a research topic that would drive us crazy. Eventually, we reopened our classrooms and programs. We bonded as a cohort. We finally met some of our favorite professors in person. We completed so many action plans and so many lit reviews. We mastered APA, maybe. We stayed up very late, hiding from our kids and our partners and our responsibilities in order to complete assignments. We commuted from across the Puget Sound as traffic came back. And we asked each other hard questions, not just about theory, but also about practice, because we are practicing educators. And we learned from some very brilliant professors who work in our field, whose commitment, camaraderie, and vulnerability shaped our experience profoundly over the last couple years. And now, after 1 or 2 or 3 years together, we are finally leaving University of Washington. We did it. We are leaving as Masters of Education. Though if we learned anything, it is that we will always be students, that we have so much more to learn, that this field will and continue evolving, deepening, researching, rethinking, and becoming better for the young people that we serve. The young people we serve and will serve deserve so much better. And we as educators also deserve so much better. And I know that we will make our schools so much better. University of Washington will now move from being our classroom to our alma mater. In Latin, the mother of our soul. And I know that our time here, the time spent being nurtured, being supported, being pushed, being held, feels that way to many of us. During a time when our identity as educators tested us both personally and professionally, this experience with all of you, the things we learned, the reflections we shared, and the encouragement to keep going has left a really important imprint on me and my soul. So thank you to all of you who shaped this experience for us, to our professors, to our administrators, very importantly, to our loved ones, everyone in this room, our friends and our family who encouraged us along the way, who brought us dinners while we were on Zoom, who took care of responsibilities while we took night classes. I know we could not have done this without the support of our friends and our family and our communities who continue to uplift us. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Rosalind. I'd like to welcome Dean Endo to the stage.
What a beautiful, heartfelt speech. Thank you so much. It just has brought tears to my eyes, so thank you. That was just so real, authentic, and beautiful, so thank you so much. And speaking of the notion of K-12 education and essential workers, I'm so honored to introduce the awardees for the Dean's Distinguished Service Award. And so during the pandemic, we've had school leaders and teachers who have been essential workers from the very start, and who have also been impacted by all that's been going on in the world. And so why I'm so grateful is during the pandemic, what our community partners have taught us is that at this critical juncture, more so than ever, we really need strong and caring and compassionate and equity-focused educators. And so I am so delighted to introduce Dr. Stephanie Knipp, Noreen Bayalan, Evan Barber, and Kendra Pratchett. So feel free to come up to the stage so I can introduce you. And so the story behind this is before the pandemic, we received a note from a school partner, and they were wanting to learn more about ways to collaborate with the School of Education at UW Tacoma. And so I am just so grateful because this exceptional team of school leaders, and I just have to say, in my entire career in education, you are the most caring, effective, and awesome school leadership team ever. Because what they've done is they've not only hosted our student teachers, but they've also mentored and supported them, had very real tough love talks with some as well, but all in the name of truly wanting to see them succeed. So I want to thank all of you for just your commitment and your reciprocity. I just love our meetings. Every time we meet, I know that my heart fills with joy because every day you're, again, on the front lines and you're serving our kids and you're loving their families and their loved ones. And you're teaching also all of us new ways to learn and teach, so thank you. So with that said, I would like to present all of you again with the Dean's Distinguished Service Awards. And so again, this is special. This is our second year doing this, and again, our first real in-person event. So please help me in congratulating our recipients of the Dean's Distinguished Service Award. So again, thank you so much for all of your service to our school and for celebrating with us in our class of 2020's hooding ceremony. Yes, thank you so much. And then I will have Dr. Begay come back up and proceed.
Thank you, Dean Endo, and congratulations again, and thank you so much for the support of Kent Lab Academies. Today's academic dress has its origins in the clerical dress that medieval scholars used for warmth in unheated buildings. The hood that forms part of today's academic dress was originally a head covering for bad weather. Later, it was dropped to the shoulders in the form of a small cape. Eventually, the hood became a separate piece of apparel bearing even more symbolism than the gown. The hood's facing is colored velvet trimming denoting the wearer's discipline. In this case, blue for education. We will now begin the tradition of hooding students who have met the program and institutional standards to bear such honors. So I would like to welcome to the stage our readers, Elizabeth Ronhell and Ashley Walker, and our hooders, Dr. Matthew Weinstein and Dr. Jose Rios.
Roslyn Kagi. Jared Bleasdale. Zainab Al-Musawi. Kaylee Chargaloff. Adrienne Rochelle Peterson. Miranda Barkley. Honey Noor. Brittany Marie Vaughn. Christian Miller.
Right.
Zachary Womack. Stephanie Kohler. Grace Kim. Leah Hoffman. Jonathan Bridgman. Haruka Fujiwara. Jesse Sherwin. Megan Harper. Ashley Aiello. Antoinette Lynn Reeves. George Castro. Nicole T. Dow. Megan Jacobson. Sydney Roberts.
Kayla Austin. Lizette Talavera Chavez. Hannah Yang. Lydia Matz. April Jackson. Jody Creedler. Felicia Palacios Gallegos. Fern Francis Fagan. Michaela Shiloh. Kristen Oler. Katrina Ruiz. Ryan Author. Ethan Thomas Fowler. Jason Rosson. Mia May Espinoza. Emily Poco. Julia Van Camp. Crystal Hopper. Arthur Perkins Klein. Ben Summerhour. Matthew McGovern. Cody Bavel. Jennifer Sutherland. Jin Lee. Aisha Mohammed. Yulia Corbett. Abigail Roque Gaspar. And Rebecca Bell.
It is with great honor and privilege that the UW-Tacoma School of Education presents to you the 2022 Master of Education graduates. I have no doubt our graduates will go out and change the world. They've already changed so much during their time here at UW-Tacoma. And I also feel very privileged and honored to have been a part of your journey, even if in a small way. Oh, emotion. Okay. So thank you very much. We would ask that people remain seated while we let our graduates and our faculty exit. But congratulations again. Woo!
You may be excused. Thank you for coming.